Well, hello friends, how are you? It is Joni here at Joni's Journals, and it has been a while. I am so sorry. I have been away. I did a Christmas in July video. I think it was last week, and I'm just grabbing a few of the trees. And we made these cute little trees. I think that was my last video. It didn't get a lot of views, and so I had planned to do another Christmas in July video today, but they don't seem to be making the grade. I know I've had a few comments on other ones that I did where people truly enjoyed them, but this last one only got 28 views. Just taking a sip of my coffee. So, in lieu of that, Tracy has out a few really cute kits. Well, cute if you like mushrooms, and cute if you like antique papers. I have been cutting and inking and just having a blast this past few days, getting stuff ready. And so before I start, she has out a new kit with the mushrooms, and that is the Mycology Specimens. If you haven't been over to her channel in a while, go over. She has a bunch of really fun, cute videos using the mushrooms. I am also using her new kit, and this is only part of it. This is called Attic Papers 2025. I will link that. And then I have pulled out some oldie but goodies, and although they've already been cut up, these are papers and tags that I printed out and cut up and made into little squares and little tags. And these are from the Mycologist Notebook. We're also going to be using some of the specimen slides and some of the other, well, we did this last time. I think these are actually the slides, and these are just the little holders. I don't know what you would call them if you're calling these the slides. So anyway, we're using some of those from the exhibition kit. I have been cutting and inking a ton of little labels, which are also from the exhibition kit. And I have just been creating like little collaged tags using bits of all of it. These tags are from Gothic in the Belfry. You might remember we used these to make the Gothic in the Belfry tag books at the beginning of or was it the end of May? I think it was the beginning of June, just before Creep on June started. And they've all been printed, and they have pretty faded backgrounds on the back, which I am pretty sure are the same ones I used that came from an Artie Mays kit that I purchased years ago. But I've just been basically pulling together all these little pieces and making collages. Now, if I have enough time, I plan to put some grommets in these, okay, and make them like little hanging tags. Something like this I would leave as is. You could use this as page decor. But yeah, I've got all of this stuff in front of me. I've even punched out 6 2-inch circles using my 1.5 inch, using my 1.5 inch circle punch. So what I did was I printed out a bunch of the papers, and I had these tags were left over, and I printed out a lot of the attic papers, and I'm just going to use them and pull them together. And we can even make a little envelope from this one. I had seen a little piece in here that I was planning on putting onto the envelope, and it's just a little strip, and now I don't know where it's gone. We'll find it, and we're going to make this into an envelope. This was one of the papers in the kit. It's account summaries, and it comes from Attic Papers. There are checks and envelopes, and there's even a beautiful photo, which I want to use, only I haven't figured out how. Ledger paper, fronts of envelopes, calendars. This looks like it came out of someone's like little planner. It has ABCD here on it. Another envelope, little notes. We rained all day, made some specimens left over from Saturday, cleaned out the truck. Mr. Legman returned tonight from Washington. More envelopes, a little receipt, an advertisement. Oh, here's my other pieces that I took. These are from pages from the Mycologist Notebook. So you can see I made large two-sided journal cards, okay? This is from the Mycologist Notebook. I made a journal card. I figured we could decorate on the back as it is partially decorated on the other side. So we'll pull some of these out. Another very long tag that came out. Did I make this? No, this is part of the Mycologist Notebook. No, actually I can tell I cut the corners. I made a tag from the page of the Mycologist Notebook, and again here. So we'll put those to that side. And here's some more from the Attic Papers, receipts, and all sorts of things that you can use as is, or we can actually collage on them. And now I have found the piece of paper for the envelope. So let's start with that, and then maybe we'll just do some collaging. This is also from the Attic Papers. It's an application classification of risks, and it calls for a little photo or something here on the back. So I don't know what we'll do with that, but that'll be fun to play with. So let's pull out that piece that I had that I was making into an envelope. Because if you're going to make pieces of ephemera, you might want to tuck them into an envelope and tuck the envelope into your journal. So as I said, I just folded this. It did have little edgings on it, so it gave me a place to start from. So let's make this into an envelope first, and this way we can have this dry along the side here, and while we're making some of our little collages, okay? So let's just put some glue on both sides. I realize now I may have gone up just a little too far with that. And let's just close our little homemade envelope, okay? And we'll just push down. And then I'm just going to take this little piece, which says Carte Postale, and I'm going to glue it along the top here. Okay, so we have some decoration. And I don't know yet if I want to decorate the outside of the envelope or leave it be. So let's just start with collaging some pieces. We're going to put that right there. And so we have a cute little envelope, okay? So there we go, okay? That's our first piece made. And I'm just going to put that over here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab back some of the ephemera or some of the journal cards that I made. And I think I'm just going to show you how I've been making these cute little things. Of course, I've been making them in my head before I've done anything else with them. So let's start with a little tag. And I've been liking turning the tag on its side. So let's see, let's grab first a mushroom. That'll be the proper size for that. And these are little specimens from the exhibition. And so we'll grab that. Let me make sure I've got it going in the right direction. I don't have my glasses on. And so we'll just put that little piece there like so. We'll add our mushroom. And these are so easy to do. And I'm just going to grab some of one of the little labels, and we're going to glue it down. Okay, so let me grab my glue. I have a bunch of different glues out this morning. I tried to use one of my older glue bottles. I was going to take it and refill it. It has a very nice fine tip. But then I found that I couldn't even get them unscrewed apart. So I threw one away for that reason. And then the other one, I found out that all of the glue had dried inside of it. And I threw that one away as well. So we'll just put our little mushroom here, okay? And I really should have grabbed out some of my Tim Holtz, oh gosh, what's it called? The little cheesecloth stuff. Oh gosh, it comes out at Halloween, and I always forget the name of it. And the problem is that I threw the packaging away, and so I can't do that. Okay, so we have that one. That one looks a little blank over here, even though we might want to journal there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make this so that I have a little tag with a grommet, and we'll have this as a dangle. So maybe we'll just take this little circle here, or no, you know what? Let's kind of make this kind of funky. No, I don't like that idea. Oh, well, we do have this. No, you know what? We're going to leave this as is. And then we're just going to figure out, maybe we can add another little label down here. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, I've been laying these out in my head, or at least planning what I was going to do for the past few days. And I feel like I'm out of shot. So I'm just going to stand up. I'm still getting used to this new filming. Oh, and I'm perfectly okay. But I will still move up a little. Yeah, I'm getting used to my new filming. Filming situation. I can't think. My new arm for my phone and everything else, and being a little bit in different little places on my desk. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I am in view. In fact, I had to plug my phone in while I'm recording because I only had 50% left on it, because I've been being told by my daughter, and in fact the young lady that sold us our new phones, that I shouldn't charge my phones as much as I do, because I just will ruin the battery. And I'm sure that most of you already know that, but I'm just one of those people that has to be sure that my phone is charged. And if it's not, then I will panic, because what if I'm out somewhere and I can't reach anybody? You know, that's the way my mind goes sometimes. And so, yeah, I've just been one of those panicky people who has to make sure that my phone is always charged. But yet I got reprimanded for it, because it truly isn't good to keep your phone charged or keep charging your phone all of the time. So yeah, so anyway, I didn't charge my phone during the night like I would usually do. And so when I went to record this morning, after I finished preparing a few things, I realized that I only had 50% power. And I didn't know how long this video was going to run, and I said, oh goodness gracious, now I'm not going to have enough battery to finish my my video, and it's going to conk out in the middle, and then I'm not going to be able to do it, because I've been wanting to do a video all week. My daughter was home on Monday, and so we were having family time. And then Tuesday, when she went to work, I was preparing stuff, and I never got around to doing the video, because I have another video planned as well. And so all the preparation, I just never got my video recorded. And then my husband was home, and it was just like, oh, forget it. I'm not even going to try today. It's just not going to work for me. So yeah, but yeah. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is I have just pulled one of the tags from Gothic and the Belfry, one of the little mushroom circles that's part of the, not the exhibition, the Mycology Specimens, a couple of pieces from the Attic Papers, and I am just making a collage. Sometimes I find that if I think about it, it will take me too long to decide where I want to put stuff and how I'm going to lay it out. And other times I can just come up with something like this without even thinking about it. And that's generally what I was doing this morning when I was preparing some of these so that I could show you how to do it or what I was doing. I was just grabbing pieces that kind of fit together. That's too big. Let's see, we have another little postcard here, so maybe we can put this little postcard like this, and we'll add that there. And maybe we can just grab in one of the little specimen slides and one of the mushrooms. I don't think I like that layout too much, so we're gonna pull this over here, move that up, do that, put the mushroom there like this. And then we're just going to grab out a couple of labels and we're going to add those too. So yeah, you can just kind of do this. It's sort of like mindless crafting. I spread everything out and I said, I am just going to grab a bit from here and a bit from there. And I'm just going to make stuff. So that's what we are doing. I'm hoping everyone is doing well. My friend Sandy, who won the 1,500 subscriber giveaway, received her package last week. And so, yeah, I was happy to hear that. And I've told her she must send me photos of the things that she's making with the little stamp and the stencil and, yeah, and all the little goodies. So I'm waiting for her. I'm not putting any pressure on her. I shouldn't say that. That's just not really nice of me to put it like that. But I can't wait to see if she does actually make anything, and just to see what she makes. I don't know if I've ever actually, I think I might have used that stamp that I sent her on video once. I don't even know for sure if I did, and maybe I should just pull out that stamp and make stuff with the stamp, because it really is kind of fun. If you remember, it was an old tag. It was called Old Paper Tag, and so yeah, it was a stamp of a tag. Am I got this the right way? I think so. I'm just going to put that one there. And so there we go. We have another little piece prepared. Okay, using some of our stuff. Should we put anything down here? Yeah, why not? Let's just stick in a little label right there, because that corner looked kind of empty. So we're going to do that. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. And I have been knocking it around because I am a lover of all things grungy. And I do love mushrooms and butterflies and all that stuff, and making specimen slides. And I have been knocking around the idea of making a little journal, because I have this, now where did I put it? I have this packaging from Amazon, and if you remember, I used this same packaging to create my Creep on June journal. And so I have it in my head, and I'm like, but I've already done one, but they're so much fun. I should do another one. I'm just looking for a longer mushroom here. I don't know what I did, whether it was my printer or what it was, but some of my mushrooms printed absolutely gorgeous and some of them didn't. And I just wonder if I just did something wrong, because 95% of them printed out absolutely fantastic. And I just had a few of, and I was printing them all at the same time that I was printing all of this stuff. And I don't honestly know what happened, but some of them looked kind of more faded than others. I mean, and maybe they were supposed to be like that, but I was just like, oh, what happened to my little mushrooms? Okay, this is a really tall tag. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take advantage of what's already pre-printed on the tag. And I am just going to take advantage of that and put my little items a little bit closer to the bottom here. And then I actually think that I might have something dangling off of there. Or should I add, I have this tall tag I could slip in behind it. Then I'm covering everything else up. But, I mean, I think I kind of like that. We'll just make a really tall tag. All right, let's start that way. And we'll just see how it comes out. And if we don't like it, we just won't use it. So, yeah, I've been toying with the idea of making a journal. But then I'm saying, well, what papers am I going to use? And I could use the pages from the Mycologist Notebook again, but I've already used those. So I don't know. I have to think about the papers I can use and what I would make my journal cover page out of. And that little piece looks like it's missing some ink on it. So, yeah, we'll just add some more ink. I've been inking some of these things in black. Okay, I think we like that, but we wanted this at the bottom as a bottom layer. So I think we're going to add that piece first. Yeah, and you can see, like I said, this is kind of like mindless. Just grab out whatever it is. I mean, it doesn't have to be these exact kits. It doesn't even have to be mushrooms. I know that I read one of the comments in the Facebook group from a lady who had mentioned something horrible that had happened in her country involving a murder trial with poisonous mushrooms, and she doesn't like mushrooms. So if you're not in the realm of liking mushrooms, then you could by all means make this using butterflies. Tracy has beautiful butterfly kits. If you've followed me for a while, you will know that there are quite a few that I adore, and I use them over and over again on almost, I would say, 75% of my journals that allow butterflies, or that call for butterflies, I should say, not allow butterflies. And you could also go in and grab one of her compendium kits. She has them out for Christmas and for just in general, Halloween. You could start your Halloween tag. So here's another one we made. I think I'm just going to grab 2 of these little labels, and I'm going to add one here. You can add as much or as little to these pieces as you want, and we'll add one in here. And I will not forget that we're going to do one of these specimen slides. I think we're going to do that next before we kind of get carried away and just are going well over time that we should go to make little bits of ephemera. And then I think what we'll do is we'll just add some grommets. So we have that one. All right, let's pull out some of these specimen slides. Now I have already decided what's going to go inside. And what I've done is I've taken some of the plain, and by that I mean, I should have pulled one out. In the exhibition kit, Tracy has prepared slides that have a pre-designated aperture that you can go in and you can just cut out. And then she has some that are just plain pieces like this. And what I did was I took my 1.5-inch hole punch and I punched a hole in it. And then I pulled out a couple of the pieces from the Mycology Specimens. And I'm going to simply place them inside of the slide that I prepared, and then we have a perfectly adorable little slide. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back of these pieces. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, what are you doing with that beautiful piece there? Because they are quite pretty. But you own the kit, you can print it again. So I'm going to tuck the little mushroom in here, and I'm going to, before I close and make sure, I'm going to slide this over a little. I want to make sure that I have it in the proper spot. And so now you have a little specimen slide, as simple as that. You don't need acetate. You could, if you want to, cut the acetate out. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to make some quick and easy little pieces of ephemera for us to play with. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my ink. I'm going to ink around the edge of the specimen slide, like so. And like I said, I have been adding a little black to some of these things just because I feel like sometimes it makes it look a little mustier. So let's see if I actually have any ink left on my black dauber. And I do. It's my Ranger Archival jet black ink. And you can see it just makes it look a little bit grungier. Just going to move that out of the way. And then I'm going to grab a couple of labels. And I'm going to put one like so. Oh, you know, I'm such an idiot. I have one of the specimen slides that I made my little specimen slide out of that hasn't had a hole punched in it. And I could have just shown you that one. And then I think we'll grab this little one and we'll just put that there. So see, quick and easy. Once you get all of your stuff printed and cut out, I am still one of those people that cuts things out using my scissors. I don't have one of those fancy machines, the Cricut or the Scan and Cut or anything. Here, this is one of the slides that is plain, and I chose not to punch a hole in that one because I'm taking this piece of ephemera from the I keep forgetting the name of it. I'm using so many of them. The Mycology Specimens kit that just came out. And all I'm simply going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to glue the little slide case. Maybe that's what they're called, slide cases. I'm going to glue it together like so. Okay. I'm going to grab my ink out again like so. I'm just going to ink around the edges and I'll get that all inked. Okay. And then see if we have any black left. I'm just going to add a little bit of black on each side. And then I'm going to move this out of the way. I got the hiccups. I'm going to grab my pretty little mushroom circle. And I'm just going to glue it to the front of the slide case, the specimen case, okay? I think we can go along with that. And we're going to glue that to the front like so, okay? And we're going to grab some of our little labels. And we're going to go and we're going to glue our little label down to the corner here. Like that. And maybe I'll take this little baby one. And these labels are all Tracy labels. And Jay actually hand printed on them, wrote on them. And yeah, I think we'll put that there. No, I think we'll put it there. Nope, I like it up there. He actually hand wrote on some of the labels that are in the kit. And so we have that one. And then we just have one more with the little specimen. And I'm going to grab my ink off of here. This has got a non-slip bottom on it, and so it works out well. I do like to ink the insides of the little frames that are part of the little containers. Grab my, oh, come on. grab my little picture here, and I'm going to tuck this inside, okay? And again, I'll put this, and then I think what we'll do is we'll grab back our little envelope, and I think we might actually add a little bit of a decoration to it so we can kind of make it more like it belongs to what we're working on. And so that's down like that. Oop, it's a little crooked, but I don't think it matters once we have it all glued together. And then we're going to glue the frame closed. And this one has some pre-printed labels on it. But I think what we'll do, we'll just ink it just a bit. And hopefully our black ink is holding on. Like so. Okay, go around, ink that a little bit. Maybe we still have some black left. I have to actually change this dauber pad. It is so crummy. It is falling apart. Okay. Excuse me. So we have that one done. And then I think we will actually, we're just going to grab one little label and we're going to add it right there. I had an idea for showing you guys how to make your own little specimen labels, and I might still yet do that. My daughter's away for the weekend, helping her boyfriend move out of his parents' house for the second time and into a new apartment for the second time. And so, yeah, it'll just be my husband and I should probably have time to make. And let's just see. Let's grab our envelope. I'm closing this up, turning it upside down because the glue is running out. I bought that bottle of glue not realizing that it's a non-refillable bottle of glue. And so what I've been doing with it is I've been using it to refill other bottles. All right, let's see what we have here. Now, some of our mushrooms are quite large. So should we decorate the back of the envelope and use it as a tuck on a page, which we could do? We could do it that way, which means that we really want to decorate going this way. So let's see what pieces we have here. We have a bunch of mushrooms. We have some of these little pieces, and so we can do that like that. We can add our mushroom, but I just want some color in here. So let's see. Should we... Oh, we could use that picture, that pretty picture of that lady on here. So let's put that like that. And we can still put a pretty mushroom on here, like she's a mycologist. We'll center this a little bit more. And then we can put her there. And let's see, I really like these little black mushrooms. Maybe we can add one down here. Or should we do a trio? And we can do a trio, but then that corner looks kind of heavy. All right, let's see. Put one there. And we can put this one back here, like so. We can make it like they fit there. Okay, and should we take... We have this one. And we can... But then I'm covering up her face. So I don't want to do that because I don't know how I want to decorate her. But let's take our piece of ephemera back. Let's see. I love this piece, but again, this is kind of large. All right, we're going to grab this one. We're going to turn it like this. We're going to grab this little blue one here. And then we're going to look for something else. Let's see. We're going to take... one. I like this envelope. I don't know if this is an actual envelope that Tracy was able to grab. Mr. Bram Stoker. I think that's pretty stinking awesome. And we're going to put that there. So we're going to kind of make this a little off center. I'll put that like that. And then I think we are going to take our taller mushroom in lieu of the ones I was going to use. And we're going to kind of put that there. Okay. We'll grab one of our labels, like so. Okay, we don't want to cover up his name. I don't want to cover up the name. There we go. We'll move that over. And I think we'll work from there, and then we'll just add more stuff on. Okay, so let's start with that. I am going to actually grab a different bottle of glue. I'm going to grab the Simon Says Stamp Craft glue, because I know that that bottle is full. And I am just going to put some of that glue. And of course it's, oh no, there it goes. I was going to say, of course it's not going to work. Oh, gosh. I am also running laundry. So I really honestly don't know if you guys can hear my washing machine. It's in my laundry room, which is actually quite a distance from this room. But the problem is that even though it's a distance from this room, once you get there, you're actually, the laundry room is just behind this room. As weird as that may sound, it's actually behind the closet that I have in our office. And yes, I say that the closet that I have because I don't share it very well with my husband. Okay. We're going to put that like that. And these are totally not where I was going to put them. But even that, if you see, it doesn't really matter. Okay. I'm going to put this. I wonder if it would fit this way. Yeah, but I don't think. No, I think I like it back the way we had it. Okay, I'm going to put it up a little because I like to layer off center. And then we're going to grab our mushroom back. We're going to kind of put our mushroom here. I don't know that I like the way this piece is turning out. Let's see. Can we grab, I think I might actually grab one of the mushroom labels. I think I'm going to do that instead of using the actual mushroom, just because I like the way it looks better. Okay. And so I did actually get my dark mushrooms in there. And so we have that layered like so. Now what can we add to it? Should we add this kind of over here? We could do that. See, sometimes you get carried away and you just add a ton of stuff. So we went from having an envelope that I didn't want to decorate to one that is overly decorated. I don't think I like that piece on there. What am I going to do with it? Okay, I am going to add it to here. Okay, we will worry about what we do with the rest of that. I don't think I liked that circle there. And I think I want to grab some little labels to kind of add down here in the corner. And we are actually ending up with a truly collaged envelope. But this is what happens. At least this is what happens for me. When I get started and I have all of my goodies out and in front of me, I just sometimes get carried away. It's because it's fun. All right, we're going to add that piece right there like that. And I just think we need something right here, like so, or like so. Yeah, I think I'm going to add that one there. And then I think we're going to call this envelope done. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that is just enough for that. But I think it came out kind of cool. And I do have a glue eraser that I can erase some of this. But I think that came out kind of cool. And we have our little envelope, and we will take care of using that for stuff in just a minute. Now, I did kind of want to make one of these circles, but I don't know what I want to do with it. So instead, let's finish this piece up. We are going to take one of our other tiny little specimen labels, and we're going to add that one right there. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to add that like that because, as you can see, there is a decoration on the piece already. Okay. So we have that. And we're going to grab, this is like one of my favorite labels. And I think we're going to add that. Should we tuck that in? We're just going to tuck that in. We're not even going to overlap. Or should we? No, I think we're just going to, I don't know. I can't decide what I want to do with that piece. So I'm just going to put that aside for now. But let's see what we actually came up with here, guys. And maybe we can finish one or two of them off. I'm just going to push the mushrooms to the side. So we have the envelope, okay, which we will check out what fits. We have this specimen slide. We have this specimen slide. This specimen slide. The large tag that we created. The little piece that we created, which came out kind of cool. One of our tags using Gothic in the Belfry. The little sideways tag, and these are the 3 pieces that I created as my prototype. So yeah, that was kind of cool. So let's see. I want to put grommets in that one, and in this one I don't think, not so much. This, I don't think. I want to leave that as a journal card. And these, we could put grommets in them, but I don't think I want to do that. So let me grab out my crocodile. And excuse my arm, but I'm just trying to, oh, here it is. I used my pins before I was making something, and I put everything back. Are these? Nope, those are safety pins. Let's see. Are these? Nope, those are garment pins. What the heck did I do with my little, oh, my bulb pins? Okay, so what we will do is we are going to, now Tracy uses small grommets. I have never tried them before. I kind of hesitate because I just feel like I would be losing them all the time because I wouldn't be able to grab a hold of them. And quite frankly, I don't know how she does it. But we are going to use a larger grommet. And we're going to put that in there like so. Okay. And then we are going to grab a little bulb pin. And we're going to put the bulb pin through here. And we can decide what we want to attach to the bulb pin after the fact. Okay, so we have that one. And then we have this little one. Yeah, I'd show you how to use the little eyelets, but I don't own any. So kudos to you, Tracy, because you're a better woman than me. I kind of look at them and I go, oh, yeah, no, not for me. All right, we're going to add a little grommet to this one. Oh, or maybe not. Okay. Come on, get in there. If you followed me for a while, you just know that this is the way it goes with me. And eyelets, grommets, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to squeeze. Okay. And then we have another little bulb pin from over here. And none of my bulb pins are matching. I have brass ones, but I am simply not going to sort through them and try to find one. Now, let me show you what I was initially going to do. I wanted to take one of these and decorate it and put a hole in it. And I could even put a grommet through it. Let's grab one of these, like so. And then I was going to use it as a dangle off of one of the pieces. Oop, what did I do? Oop, oop, oop. One of the pieces of ephemera that we created. I just can't decide what I want to use on it, as of course it's in here backwards. I just couldn't decide what I wanted to use on it. Here, we'll just add it like this and it will go through, won't it? Yeah, okay. But I couldn't decide what I wanted to put on it as a dangle. So yeah, we'll leave that kind of open-ended, but you guys, gals, gang, you can see that you can do whatever you want with it. And then we're just gonna add one more. And I think we're gonna say goodbye because I really don't even know how long I've been recording. But it's been at least a half an hour. And I'm just going to add this. And so you can see I'm just adding these holes and these grommets rather haphazardly because it really doesn't matter. I mean, you know, I probably could have centered it in this little area right here a little bit better, but I didn't. And so we can just put that in like so. And there we have it. Okay. I am going to say goodbye for now because we are just really overwhelmed. We have worked our fingers to the bone and our little envelope is ready. And we are going to take and we are just going to tuck in our little specimen slides like so. Okay. And I think my tags may be a little too big. I wonder if our journal card would fit. Does our journal card fit? I bet it does. Oh, yes it does. I'm just stuffing an awful lot in this envelope all at once, but I'm trying to make a point. And so now what you could do is you have this, and here's our journal cover, for example. And you have this little piece here that you can add to your page. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun just being kind of reckless and making stuff just haphazardly. So I am going to send you lots of love, big hugs, ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and go on over and check out my Christmas video. If I sound like I'm begging, I am. But it's informative. Excuse me. It was cute. I showed you how to stain, glue, decorate, and make the little thimbles, decorate the thimbles. And I even have some of the thimbles for sale in my Etsy store. So yeah, guys, gang, everybody, love, hugs, and I will see you soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Hope you had fun. Thanks. Bye.